Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by the channel for another Screwy Tuesday. Yesterday, had some friends over. My good friend and mentor Chewy, retired toolmaker, he came down from his new residence up in Rockland, which is a couple hours away. And then Mike O'Connor and his wife Gretchen, who live up by Chewy, and I've palled them up, and their buddies now up there. Mike and Gretchen came down to the tank tour that I've shown film on before. It's pretty close to the house here, so they came over and we spent the afternoon, dinner, and had a lot of fun, really good time. Nice to have friends over. And Mike was real kind, and he brought me a few items, and he brought me some grinding wheels. And I thought I'd just talk about this one real quick. It's a Radiac, an RA120-L-V8. Well, what's all that mean? Every time I've looked in books, it's been confusing as hell. And Mike was talking about the grinding class down at the Bash he attended, and they talked about the Black Book. And if you guys aren't familiar with the Black Book, this was the Black Book. I got it the year prior from Bruce Wilton. And so I said, huh, and then we opened it up. And I have to tell you, it's one of the easiest ones I've ever read. RA is ruby aluminum oxide, hard and less brittle than PA. Well, what the hell's PA? PA is pink aluminum oxide. So we know we have a ruby aluminum oxide wheel here. And the grit, well, 120 is the grit. You look on here, under fine, it goes from 70 to 220, and 120 is listed as a fine grit. Hey, cool. What's the next thing? An L. Okay, what the hell's L? Well, L is the grade of the abrasives, and L is rated as a medium grade. It's not soft, it's not very soft, it's not hard, it's right in the middle, medium. And the V8, of course, is the bond type, which doesn't mean much to me, to be honest with you. So if you don't have a little Black Book, I mean, I've gone to this guy a few times. It's great. Mike, thank you very much. And then he also brought me a couple of diamond wheels. One of them actually has a 45 cut on it. Really sweet. And a couple extra grinding wheels also in here. Mike is pretty good at welding, and so we fooled around and we were welding. He was showing me some tricks of welding the edges of razor blades together. So we had a real good time doing that, and also he had some coating, and he left me some for doing the backside of stainless. You coat the backside of the stainless, and it stops the heat ring. It's called solar flux. So he left me some of that also. We had a good time. Well, another friend showed up in that meeting. A very, very sincere and old-time friend. I think I met this guy in 1974, possibly. His name's Wilton, and he came back. Yeah, you guys are going, oh, it's just a little crap Wilton vise. Well, it is. This is my first vise I ever bought. Bought it back in around 75, 74. And I mean, I was scrimping. This was a big deal for me to buy this vise. I think back then I paid $40-some for it. 49 rings in my head. I don't know if I remember it right. A couple years back, Chewy needed a vise, and I said, here, go ahead and take old Wilton. I've got the Charles Parker here. I picked up a smaller Charles Parker that's in the machine room, and I've got an actual Wilton bullet that's got the hydraulic closer on it that I filmed before. So I said, go ahead and take old Wilton. And oh, I don't know, before he moved up to Rockland, I was over at his shop, his garage, and I walked up, and there was old Wilton, and it was just like an old bud, man. Son of a gun, I miss old Wilton. Did a lot of work with this vise, and And even though I've got the Charles Parker in there, which is a great vise, I missed old Wilton. So Chewy ended up picking up another vise, and he says, hey, I'm bringing your vise back. This one is it'll open 6 inches deep, and it's 5 inches across the jaws, and I put aluminum jaws on it back then. And it's made in the USA. You know, it's that many years old, but it was a heck of a vise. It's not a bullet vise, but it's I tell you, it's my bud. So it's going back into the machine room. Let's close out the discussion on this, and we'll talk about a couple other things around the shop here. Well, I was talking about friends, and let's go on to my good buddy Flea Market Dave. He just went on a vacation, and he says, hey, why I'm gone, maybe you can get this done for me. These are off his little giant power arm, and there's a video where we were boring these, and we did this guy, and he's made pins for it. Made these out of stainless and hex stock, and made these pins. Well, these pins need to fit right here. So it's really a puzzle again about alignment. And so I've got a gauge pin that fits this guy over here. So I got a gauge pin for alignment. And what I'm planning on doing is, I think, and I guess, that these two should be parallel with each other, their axes. So I'm going to use the gauge pin for alignment for finding center, but I need to do a setup on the mill. So we may go handheld here, but let me shut the camera off, we'll move over to the mill, and I'll show you my setup. Well, I've been sitting here figuring it out, how to set this guy up, and as I've always said, I just love trying to figure out how to set stuff up on the mill. There's probably a dozen ways to do it, depending upon what tooling you have, and my goal is to get the two pins in alignment with each other. So what I've got here, and I'll move the camera after, but I've got a V-block. I've got a pin in this back piece here, and I've got a V-block so that the pin is, its attitude is 90 degrees to the table, perpendicular. So that helps me align the unit in both directions. And then I came over here and I put down a 246 block just for support. And recently I picked up these Armstrong jacks, and they both have balls, so they move. Nothing on this thing is straight. So gave it a tighten down, and using that to line the pin up on the hole. And then I need to bore this hole. So I think this is the setup I'm going to go with. It seems stout enough. Okay, it seems stout enough to fall apart real quick on camera. So hey, there's a, well, at least it wasn't a bozo machining. All right, let's see what we end up with now. Okay, you guys done? You done laughing? Come on now, get it out. Hey, I laughed like hell too. I thought it was damn funny. Didn't mean for it to happen, but here we are. So this was a step backwards. I originally wanted to do a setup where I was holding this part using a screwy ball, since it's a radius there and everything's uneven. Typically the screwy ball's on this side of the jaw, but this side's fairly flat the way I have it set up. So back asswards I think works okay. I've got the pin in a V-block tied down to the table, and it's sturdy this time. It's not going anywhere. And I got the gauge pin lined up on the hole, so I can go ahead and bore that hole. We'll see if we get some boring action here. Well, this is the pin I got to bore this hole to, and it's call it 6095. And there's 610 there. Call it 610. Well, 610 is just happened. I thought first pop a drill bit in there, pop it out to size. Unfortunately, the drill bit that I have the two drill bits, one under and one real close, I don't have either one of those for the 610. So it's going to have to go just straight to actual boring it. So we'll get this changed out and get the boring head in there. Okay, let's get the boring head in there. Long size Allen wrench. I'll be back. Okay, got the boring bar in there, and just as I thought, the hole's not round. Touching right there on the side, and my first scratch was on the back. Up here, we're not touching. So we're gonna bore. Right, basically. Gonna end up too big. Let me think about this for a second. Okay, hit the go button, and I don't think we filmed. Made the first little scratch pass. I think we're okay there. So let's just clean her up some more. Let's take another 10 just to see what we get. Pass is looking pretty good. Looks like we're running nice and parallel in the hole. Let's get some air. Oh, not that air. Yeah. I'm liking it. Oh, that stunk. Take another 10 and then see where we're at. It's cleaning up nice. Just for shits and giggles, let me get a gauge pin, see where we're at. Okay, got a 542 gauge pin, and that's nice. So 542, we got a ways to go. We're going to 610. Let's dial in 20, see how she does. So we should have gone, we should be up at 562. Let me grab another gauge pin. Okay, 562 wouldn't go. 560's got a little rattle. Make sure that's what she says. Yep. So we're on with our bore. So we're at 560. Go another 20. And gas on. $580 for the fun of it. Nice. Okay, let's bumper to 600. We're almost there. You know, talking here, I got this boring head from my mentor Chewy. At the time he didn't have a mill. He's got one now. And this was his favorite boring head. It just kills him to see it in my toolbox. But, hey, he brought me the vise back, but I'm sorry. This guy ain't going back to him. It's too sweet. Alright, $5.99. A little sloppy. Let's I'm gonna grab some pins and see where I'm at. Okay, got a 608 pin here. Just a little wobble, just dialed in, and this will be our final pass. It is what it is. Okay, we'll try 612. 612. Almost will start. 611. Nice. Hit it right on the money. Hey guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the machining. Hope you didn't hurt yourself laughing at me with that first setup, or my second setup actually, but this worked out well. So I'll have to make another pin to support the other arm, and then go ahead and make that cut. I haven't done this yet. Let's drop the mill table just a little bit and see if Dave's pin fits. Maybe I'm talking premature here. Oh yeah. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. All right, had lots of fun here in the shop. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next Screwy Tuesday. All the best.